Well, you've heard this saying, find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. This week's community hero, Randy Hensley, lives that every day. He heads Coalition for Kids, a nonprofit organization dedicated to the educational, spiritual, and social guidance of children in our community. He's also a pastor at a church, lifts up others who are down on their luck, and he's also a father of 6.
I always say the truth is I get up, I walk outside, I trip in God's footsteps, and everybody goes, "Good job, Randy, what an idea."
In 22 years, Coalition for Kids has served close to 10,000 children, providing a safe place to go after school for homework, snacks, and enrichment programs. It's a labor of love that Pastor Randy Hensley, after opening several successful businesses, turned down twice before accepting.
We started the Coalition, and 3 years later I started a church. Both of them, and I'd never worked longer than 3 years because I'd go somewhere different.
Yeah.
And the Coalition, I'm now here 22 years, and it feels like we're brand new.
Hensley says the Coalition fits every aspect of his personality and work experience.
The Coalition was many aspects of my life. It was when I opened 6 companies, the administration and the management that taught me that I learned I had in me came over with that, and then the passion that it's faith-based and God's involved. Okay, then you get to add the ministry side. It's got to do with children, the one part that I know nothing about except for having raised 6.
It's just one of the ways Pastor Hensley helps better his community, and most people know him in that role. Normal working days and business hours do not apply to him, as his community reach extends far beyond the Coalition. Helping others get back on their feet is also a calling. Once heading down that wrong path himself, Hensley helps others get on the right road.
Help a guy who's trying to get into sober living and get a job, and in the last 6 weeks I've worked with this guy and his wife to get him into housing, a job, and a way to get around.
His work would be stressful to some, but Hensley says faith gives him peace.
But I don't worry, because no matter what happens tomorrow, I'm trusting that God's a good Father, and He'll help me either through it, over it, or under it, whichever way it needs to be.
And that mindset feeds into the organization as well, providing a positive working environment and inspiring the kids who benefit from the Coalition or his helping hand.
I just want to serve God one day at a time, as good as I can, and go to bed.
If you know someone who makes our community a better place to live, we want to know. You can log on to WJHL.com/communityheroes to fill out a nomination form for our next community hero.